Hello, this is Robert Caudell, and you are listening to Think on This. Today we are reading Titus chapter 2, verses 7 and 8. Show yourself in all respects to be a model of good works, and in your teaching show integrity, dignity, and sound speech that cannot be condemned, so that an opponent may be put to shame, having nothing evil to say about us. Okay, so this phrase, a model of good works, basically this is referring to someone setting an example of how to behave biblically, properly. Just a reminder, when Paul implies good works, he's not saying do this so you can gain favor with God. The cross gave us all the favor we would ever need, satisfied in Jesus Christ. There's nothing we can do that would gain favor with God in of ourselves. It all comes through Jesus. Well, what he's saying here is that because we are Christians, because we have the power from the Holy Spirit to do good, then we should. We should be working out what God is working within us. We do it for the sake of others, not as a means, as I said, to gain favor from God, but to point others to God. We do this by our lifestyle. The word integrity. This means that we show others how to abstain from things that would destroy our character and our reputation, and we do it so that we can live as an example for others to see how this is manifested. The word dignity. It could also be translated as serious. And this isn't saying that we can't have fun and be silly ever, but we live in a sin-cursed world, and we need to take the Christian life seriously because we have so many critics that look for every opportunity to tear us down the moment we trip up. Even on things that aren't necessarily harmful or sinful. In this day and age, a person will go at any length to twist and destroy not just a Christian's reputation, but I'm seeing, on the news, on social media, people who, allegedly have done something wrong, but there's no proof. There's talk, but the talk is merely, defaming the person, destroying their reputation, and you don't know whether it's true or not. You only have what's been said, what's been told to you, and we need to live in a way where people can't say that about us, where there's no question. You are who you say you are, and you are living the way that you should be living. In this day and age, like I said, you're going to deal with this. You're going to deal with people coming at you from all angles, and you just got to take the Christian life seriously. Sound speech. If we have to defend what we do and why we do it, we need to know the truth inside and out, and we need to understand that our adversaries will do whatever it takes to put us in a corner. So we need to read the Bible, we need to study the Bible, and we need to use it as our ultimate source of truth. Now, I say that in regards to sound speech. You need to learn to use discretion when you speak, when you use your words, because you don't ever want to say anything, and I'm also talking about being above reproach, because that's also contextually in Titus, Paul is talking about we need to be above reproach. That also can manifest itself in what we say. So, if we want to stand as lights pointing the lost to the Savior, our message cannot be tainted with vulgarity or carelessness of our tongue, our words, and we can't be apathetic. Those who would oppose our faith and the truth of God's Word, we need to make what we're living appealing to them, and we cannot do that when we live in a way that's no different than the rest of the world. We need to let people see what God is working within us. Those who would oppose our faith in the truth, they need to be put to shame by the way we live. That means they should be ashamed of their way of life when they see how God is working in ours, and they need to inquire about our life. What is making the difference? And that's the point that we can show people and point people to Christ. You can't do that, like I said, if you look and act and speak and think like everyone else. A Christian, whether they're young or old, male or female, regardless of what part of the world you're from, no matter what, and every culture is different. What the culture spits out in a person, that is going to make a little bit of a difference on how you speak, how you act, how you think. But at the end of the day, when the gospel is changing you and the Holy Spirit is purifying you, He's making you into a different person, more and more like Jesus every day. So we should be looking like like I said, more and more like Jesus. So that's what the world should see when they see God working through us. And when they see that, people should be able to see us and they should think, wow, wow, I want what they've got. I want whatever it is they're doing. I need that. And that's what the gospel should be doing to other people through us if we're believers and we're living the way we ought to live. And this is what we should be doing, and this is what we should be teaching. And this is contextually also correct. We should be teaching those who follow in our footsteps. Like we said yesterday and the day before, talking about the expectations of older men and older women, teaching younger men and younger women. We are passing on what we gain and what we learn through the study and through the practice of God's Word. You know, the Christian life is not a sprint. It's a marathon. It's ongoing. It's going to go on for years. And we gain stuff in our knowledge and our wisdom, and hopefully we are taking it and passing it on to others to be good stewards of what God has given us. So, as we think about this verse, I hope that we honestly can say this of ourselves, and if not, I hope we start working towards that point. This is Think on This with Robert Caudell. Thank you for listening.